It is always game day in Cleveland. He's Daryl Ruiter. I'm Andy Baskin. The post-game edition, the Denver disaster, the mile-high meltdown, what do you want to call it? 29-12, a scoregami. Yes, I know. They let us know about that at the end of the game. 29-12, Broncos a winner over the Browns. He's Daryl Ruiter. I'm Andy Baskin. We are brought to you by our friends at Smiley One and Bryant. And if you're looking for Northeast Ohio's heating and cooling solution, you found it with Smiley One and Bryant, our good friends. Okay, Daryl, just let it rip. I just want to hear what you have to say about the game. Go.
Well, first, let's get to the really bad news. Myles Garrett is in a sling. That's really bad news. He told reporters who are covering the team on the West Coast, he told reporters in Denver he heard a pop in his shoulder. So, secondly, DTR. Concussion, we think.
He's in the protocol. They took him out of the game, so he's automatically in the concussion.
His mouth was all bloody as he left the field as well. That's bad. No, I just looked at the transcript from Kevin Stefanski. I don't think anyone asked him about Amari Cooper being hurt, but Amari Cooper is also hurt. So that's three key players that are hurt now. The Browns are in trouble. If Myles Garrett is injured, they're in deep doo. Like they will not be able to, I don't think, recover from this, Andy. They're in trouble if this is a significant injury for Myles Garrett. It's bad enough the head coach keeps wanting to call games as if Deshaun Watson is on the field, and he doesn't have quarterbacks capable of executing what Deshaun Watson can do. But we're going to get into that. But these injuries are starting to reach the point of no return for the Browns, where I don't know how much more they can sustain and keep going. They have already taken body blows. They lost Deshaun. You lost Nick Chubb. You lost Jack Conklin. You lost Jakeem Grant. You lost Rodney McLeod. Now Myles Garrett is in the locker room at Empower Field at Mile High, and his left arm is in a sling, and he's talking about hearing a pop in his shoulder. I just have a very, very bad feeling about that. That is not a good sign.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. I mean, if you think about it, the defense, Denzel Ward didn't play today, but you got Juan Thornhill back. You got some guys back today. The defense has pretty much gone all season without, one of those kind of major injuries. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it's not that way for Myles Garrett. In fact, you would probably say the reason they're at 7 wins right now is because the defense has been healthy so far, relatively healthy for the most part. Yeah, they've missed a couple guys here and there, but and then going into this one, with the exception of McLeod, you really haven't taken a big hit on defense. But if Myles is in trouble, then you are correct. It's going to be painful for the defense.
Yeah. So this could really be a disaster for the Browns in Denver. Aside from the fact that they lost 29-12, the offense played like excrement. The defense played like excrement. And now you're 7-4. You got to go to LA to play the Rams. You're going to spend a week at UCLA to prepare for that game. And you don't know who the quarterback is right now. They may have to start Joe Flacco next week. You can't play PJ Walker next week.
They may have to pick up another quarterback, Daryl. If DTR is in concussion protocol, they may have to pick up another quarterback this week.
Absolutely. So, this thing potentially, I don't want to be Debbie Downer or doomsday or anything like that, but just looking at this situation from 1,000 miles away, this could be bad. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, so it's tough for me to get a read on what's going on. And I will not be in LA this week either. So, I'm going to be watching like the fans are from afar, with critical situations surrounding this team. And if Myles Garrett, as I said, is seriously injured, right, and he can't play and he's going to have to miss time, and considering the quarterback situation is what it is, I don't know how they keep this boat afloat. I really don't. And it's going to be tough to blame anyone for that. However, I ain't going to blame Kevin Stefanski for this loss, because I thought his game plan was absolutely terrible.
All right, before you crush him, let me ask the two questions that I think fans are going to be asking. For the second week in a row, they've thrown the ball more than 40 yards. You went up against a defense that was not very good against the run and chose to throw the ball 40 times. Then when your starting quarterback got hurt, you decided to get cute with a reverse. And, Kevin Stefanski didn't fumble the ball on the play, but if it didn't work, he fumbled the call on the play, and that just led to a downhill slide that it looked like one of those cheese rolls in Europe that was just never ending and would not stop.
All right, we'll start there, right?
Okay.
So he gets cute after P.J. Walker has to come in. Dumbest play call ever. He's going to run a reverse, which, by the way, that play had zero chance of working. Somebody was about to get their ass whooped on the play, okay? And so he decides to call a reverse. They've already fumbled a couple of times, so let's go ahead and fumble it again. Let's call another. And here's the thing. They work on this crap in practice, and they can't execute it. You have players that can't execute plays, so stop calling them. Stop throwing the ball on first down. You don't have a quarterback capable of throwing the football effectively and consistently, and yet you're going to throw it on first down. Here's what they were. They threw it 13 times on first down, completed 6 passes. That's less than 50%. That means 7 times you started 2nd and 10. You cannot win like that. You can't win football games with a third-string quarterback when you're at 2nd and 10 all the time. That is just stupid, bullheaded coaching. And I don't know if that's Kevin Stefanski. I don't know if that's Paul DePodesta calling plays from San Diego. I don't know where it's coming from, Andy, but it's mind-numbingly stupid. You have a quarterback, a rookie, 5th-round pick who has shown you nothing. Nothing. You are just trying to manage games, and you're asking him to throw on first down every freaking time. You ran it, by the way, on first down 8 times with DTR on the field against the number 32 ranked defense. You should have run the ball all day until they stopped it. Make them stop you. Then you have to throw the ball. But this, I don't get Kevin Stefanski sometimes. This was beyond ridiculous. Worst game plan ever. Smartest, dumbest coaching that you'll have. It's inexcusable. You're putting too much on this kid. That's not DTR's fault, by the way. That's Stefanski's. You're putting too much on him. Way too much on him. And the passes that he did complete, a couple of them were like, gifts from God that they got caught. And then others, he was, victims of drops and whatever. But you can't.
There were a lot of drops in this game, Daryl. A lot.
And that's the other thing. Hey, guys aren't catching the football today. Let's run the ball. At one point, Jerome Ford,
how do you not run against the team, Daryl? And I just kind of give you a chance to catch your breath here. But I walk away from this going, how do you not run against the Denver Broncos? How do you not I talked to Gerard Cherry at halftime on the network, and it was just like, he said, look, the Browns offense, and it did start to percolate at the end of the second. They ended up getting the field goal. They came back in the third.
Guess what it was? They started to run the damn ball. Eureka! The Browns started moving the ball. Why? They started to run. And then he stopped. Oh, we're first down. Let's throw it again. Oh, another first down. Throw it again. Oh, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Like, what are you doing? So this is on Kevin. They probably don't win that game anyway, Andy, but the game plan is on him. This is a guy that always talks to us, and you hear the press conferences on your show. He's always talking about pivoting, right? It's our job to adjust. It's our job to pivot. Where's the damn pivot been all season? You didn't pivot against the Ravens when you had to pull the rabbit out of your hat and start DTR against them, right? You just ran the Deshaun Watson game plan, and it was what it was, right?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe this is a thing where he just says, hey, I'm doing what Paul DePodesta tells me to do. I don't know. But that game plan was absolutely mind-numbingly stupid, Kevin. Stupid. Now, I'm not saying fire the guy, because he's not getting fired. But like recognize what you're working with here.
This will dampen the contract extension talk. That was hot for about 2 weeks there. So, Daryl, let me explain this to me, right? So, the first 15 plays of the game were scripted, right?
Yes.
Right? Want to walk through them? Let's see. 3 plays. Let me take you through the first 15 plays offensively.
I have them right here. Shall we?
I do too. 3 plays, 3 yards, 125. There's 3. Next time they have the ball, now you're down 7-0. Maybe you've deviated off your original plan. Second series, 6 plays, 24 yards. You took 337. So now you're up to a whopping 10 plays. Yeah. Third possession, 3 plays, 3 yards. You had it for a minute. And then finally, once you got into it right before halftime and you were already down 14-0, you got 57 yards and you went 13 plays. So somehow or another, they've got to figure out when to deviate from their first 15 plays because they didn't work today.
No, they didn't. And again, this ridiculous nonsense of throwing on first down all the time. Like you're putting too much on DTR. That's my whole thing. Put the kid in a position to be successul, not fail. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
and now who knows how long he's going to be out for? That's the thing. And I got a lot of texts and social media stuff about Flacco next week. Okay, well, at least we'll see. No, there's no necessarily a guarantee you're going to see Flacco next week, although they're going to have to push it, right? You have to push it now. Is he going to be ready? And what is he really going to give you? I mean, man, he's been on the shelf so long. You really think he's going to be able to dust everything off and go out there and lead the team? Here's what we need. We need somebody who can go out there, and depending on if Myles Garrett can play or not, we need somebody who's not going to fumble the ball, right? I mean, take care. We all know what the game plan was to go into this game. Denver sucks against the run the ball, and don't fumble. And that's what happened. It's like they were they just wanted to push the bear. They wanted to poke the bear, baby. Poke the bear. And that's what they did. And then, you leave the defense with a short field. You got these crazy plays. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated because I all think we thought better. And by the way, maybe if DTR is running the ball, he doesn't get smashed. I mean, he got smashed on that play. I think the blood came all the way back to Cleveland.
Yeah, the reverse was especially stupid. They were down 17-12, and then that just gave the Broncos 20 yards to go, and now it's 24-12. Good night. Drive home safely, everybody. Like that was the game. That one play call and the disastrous execution of said play call. And I got to get on Elijah.
I mean, he's going to get buried all week. Like tomorrow, it's just going to be like 216-474-0092. Just go.
Fire Kevin. Yep. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm ripping Kevin because I feel like he deserves ripped for this. Okay. He absolutely deserves to be ripped a new one for this. And if it's Paul DePodesta's fault, then Paul DePodesta should stay in San Diego. Like stay out of football play calling here.
Well, they'll say it's groupthink. I mean, it's just more, they'll say.
Here's the thing, Andy. You have to look at the personnel that you have. Okay. Here's another thing. Elijah Moore has completely sucked for the Browns. He has been a massive disappointment. Just 3 catches on 9 targets for 44 yards. And again, failed to execute the reverse. He's been a massive, massive disappointment. And you gave up a 2nd-round pick to get that dude. That's
as I'm sitting here, I know we're crushing this team right now. I'm going to give you 2 positives. You want 2 positives from the game?
Dig deep.
Well, Jeremiah Wusu-Kormoa had a good game. I mean, I don't think
he was awesome.
I mean, he had 12 tackles, 7 solos, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. I mean, today was his day. Greg Newsome also had 7 tackles in the game. And I also thought, they finally found Cedric Tillman today. That was the other key point, that if you're trying to find something positive to talk about in this game.
But how about him and Elijah fighting for a ball in the corner of the end zone before halftime? Somebody screwed up there.
Not good.
It was a disaster. And it starts with Kevin Stefanski. You've got to recognize the players that you have available to you, okay? Deshaun Watson ain't available anymore. So Guess what? 32 ranked defense. Turn, hand the ball to Jerome Ford, hand the ball to Kareem Hunt, hand the ball to Pierre Strong. You know, why are you running DTR like you would run Deshaun? Why are you doing RPOs? Like, that's just stupid. Because guess what happened? He got hurt, not off an RPO, but just trying to save his own bacon. He still got hurt, and now you had to put PJ Walker on the field. And PJ Walker wasn't that great, and he's not that great. Like, there's a reason why. You know, again, guys are available for reasons. And you've got, he's, if they stop you running the ball, right? Let's say you try to run a couple of times and they got you bottled up. Then I will hear letting it rip. But the fact that you came out letting it rip is just, it's mind numbing to me. And again, you're 50% more than 50% of the time on first down now. When you try and throw the ball, you're behind the sticks at 2nd and 10. And you've dug your offense a hole. Because with this running attack and this offensive line, even if you get 2 or 3 yards, well, listen, 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8 is a hell of a lot better than 2nd and 10. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, and then everyone knows what you're going to do, right? Oh, got to throw because you got to keep throwing because it didn't work the first time. And he threw 29 times before getting hurt. And that's through 3 quarters. I think he got hurt with 11 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter there, Andy. So he threw 29 times, and you ran it 15 times. You had run it 15 times, let me rephrase, with Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford combined. Those 2 guys. So it was a 2-to-1 ratio. I loved the play design out of the tee that went for a touchdown to Harrison Bryant, right? You had Bryant, Nick Harris, and Kareem Hunt lined up in a straight line behind Kareem Hunt. That's the tee. And, Bryant blocked, then released, was wide open in the end zone. And that was, the easy touchdown. But, this is the reason I'm upset is because once again, the Browns blew an opportunity to stack another win. This was a winnable game. And
I'm going to give you another reason that this loss hurts. I'm going to give you the playoff picture because now the Steelers jump ahead of the Browns. The Steelers are now sitting in that top wild card spot at 5. Even though they're tied with the Browns, they must have the tiebreaker because the Browns now are at 6. The Colts are behind them at 7. And what becomes even bigger is this game against Houston, who's now sitting 8 at 6-5, where the Browns are at 7-4. So that game is going to be gigantic. The Broncos now have the tiebreaker against the Browns. They're sitting at 9 at 6-5. So, you got 2 teams that are really going to be pushing the Texans and the Broncos to get playoff spots, and the Browns are eyeing down a date with the Texans a little bit later in the season too.
Yeah, and you got Jacksonville on the schedule too. In fact, the next home game the Browns play will be against Jacksonville. And this schedule down the stretch, Andy, is a lot tougher than we thought. The Rams, they should win next week, but maybe not.
Depends how hurt they are, right?
Yeah, if people aren't available. Come home from Jacksonville. Jacksonville won again. They beat Houston down in Texas today. The Bears should be a winnable game. They're pretty much a laughing stock at 3-8.
The Rams aren't dead yet either. That's the other thing. They're 5-6.
They're in the 9th spot right now at 5-6. They're 3rd in their division. Houston, we mentioned them. The New York Jets, which they play defense. They're kind of like the Browns, though. They play defense and don't have much of an offense. They're 4-7. And they're a team that can pick you off. And then, of course, you end the season against the Bengals. And by the way, I think the Bengals are completely cooked. I watched that game against Pittsburgh today, and they've got nothing doing without Joe Burrow. Like they're cooked. They're going to finish last in the division. But guess what? The division is stacking up the way it has for the last 25 years, right? For the most part.
Yep.
The Browns will probably finish in 3rd place. And every year they finish it, I think, with the exception of 2. Even the year they made the playoffs, won 11 games, they had lost the tiebreaker there. So they finished in 3rd place that year. They've only finished in 2nd place like once or twice since coming back in the last 25 years. They've Their 9th 3-game win streak has come to an end. They failed to extend to a 4-game win streak, which they've only done that 4 times in 25 years. By the way, the Broncos have now won 5 straight, which every other damn team in the NFL does with regularity. They win 5 in a row. Browns haven't done that in generations.
It's true. All right. For our producer, Meredith Kane, who's outstanding, we'll be back with you twice during the week as well. He's Daryl Ruiter. I'm Andy Baskin. It's always game day in Cleveland. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. And watching on YouTube.